What's happening, guys? It's Nagpal for iGyaan.in, and in my hand is the new Micromax A110. So you guys have been asking me about gaming on this device. It's a fairly nice looking device, might I add in advance. I especially like the back panel. Now my review will be following up this video. Just as this video goes out, we'll be getting started with the full review of the A110, so stay tuned for that. We also have the A90S with us, so we'll be coming out with an unboxing of that along with benchmarks. If you are in a rush, there are a couple of videos available on YouTube. Let's talk about the A110 right now. So the A110 essentially a very nice 5-inch revision to the A100, which was a single core version. Now this is a dual core variant of that particular phone. It's fairly nicely built. The build quality is much nicer than any other phone that I could find in this price range. The back cover especially, earlier I thought that the white grooved or texturized back panel would get a lot of dust. It hasn't, so that's good. But we're not here talking about those kind of things. We are here to talk about the camera and the device itself. So let's talk about the camera. Now you can see the front facing camera over here. It's looking at my camera and microphone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it around and make it look at my studio over here. So there is one major issue. As you can see, it kind of fails sometimes while running. So you can see now that the camera application is completely crashed. It's not opening up. Now this is an issue you will face quite so often, causing you to kind of quit from the camera application, hold down the home button, quit the camera itself, and then come back to the camera application. Once you do that, again, you are stuck in the front facing camera, and now you can go back to the rear camera. Now you can see that the responsiveness of the rear camera is fairly nice. Micromax has done some interesting stuff with the phone camera. I don't know if Micromax has done it or is something that is pre-built into this particular ROM. So you can see that we have a macro panorama that works really well, and in fact the panorama stitching on this camera application is pretty good as well. We did click a panorama. This is a front-facing camera picture. It's pretty decent. You can see me in my no shave November mode. I'm going to quickly go and try and find that panorama image that I clicked. So this is the panorama image that I clicked, and if I zoom in on this, you'll be able to see that it's a seamless stitch. Although most of it is not in focus. If I pinch in further, you will see that it's not in focus, but the stitch is almost seamless. It does not seem to show any clippage or any breakage where it connects the images. So if you have a steadier hand, my hand is not so steady. If you have a steadier hand, you might be able to get images in focus, but you can see it's a very seamless stitch. So that's good. Panorama mode works well in macro panorama as well as in standard panorama. If you come to images over here, you have fairly decent options. If I come into standard photography, I have tap to focus over here, so I can quickly tap on my subject, get a focus point, which is good. I can also shift into some settings over here. So I have a couple of HDR settings, so I can turn HDR on or off. I can turn flash on or off or on auto. I can also set the white balance, which comes in fairly useful for situations where the light performance of the camera tends to twiddle. I also have settings for some sort of 4-5 color effects, which is fairly nice, not so great. Then you have lots of scene modes that seem to work decently well, and then you have a lot of other settings in here as well. So you have exposure settings, self timer, sharpness, hue. You also have saturation, brightness, contrast, picture size, ISO settings, meter settings, and anti-flicker. Now we did try and turn on video mode over here as well. Well, it does not give you a proper resolution within the video mode. So when you do shift into video mode, you will see that the camera is fairly capable of capturing video. You have a couple of options over here, but you have no resolution settings. So let me quickly play a video clip that was shot indoors. Now the same video clip can be shot with electronic image stabilization, and that will not only reduce the shakiness of the video, but also converts it into a sort of choppy video. So unless you're in a very good light environment, the electronic image stabilization is actually going to ruin the quality of your video. You do have a continuous focus mode, which is exceptionally good. It auto focuses on the subject, as you will see in the video demonstration, possibly playing on the screen right now. It automatically focuses on the subject as I move close and further from it. You can also set your video duration from 30 seconds, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, even up to 60 minutes. You can also turn off the microphone if you want to silently record some video. Again, you have sharpness, hue, saturation, brightness, contrast, anti-flicker, and audio mode, which can be converted into a meeting audio mode, which will focus more on a voice versus focusing on the ambient sounds. Let's quickly come back into the camera. So those are the couple of settings. You can also record video in time-lapse, so you can set up your time-lapse interval. Again, you need a tripod and lots of things for that. The effects is pretty cool. It'll allow you to modify or morph your subjects, images, remove their eyes, give them a big nose, squeeze their face, all those kind of things. But then again, you need a person in front of that to do that. Again, so you have a lot of background options, allow you to be in space, around a sunset, in a disco, all those things. You can also choose your own background and then lay it over, say for example, I want to choose this. It'll lay it over your face, so it'll pretend like you're in that background. It's fairly good. It's a novelty thing to add to a camera. Nothing great over there. Again, you have white balance settings, which are standard for any Android device nowadays. Then you have flash settings, and that's about it for video. You also have standard panorama, which is the sample image that I showed you. So overall, a decent camera, a big improvement over the camera that was on the A100. It's definitely a big improvement, but it's not the best camera on a smartphone. An 8 megapixel sensor, the quality of the images cannot be justified. Color correction needs a lot of improvement. You will really need to fix your images after you've clicked them. Don't expect this to do excellently well, but it is an 8 megapixel camera. All those pixels may come in handy if you can get a very steady image. If you can get a crisp image in a great light outdoor environment, you might be able to use those images. So this is the camera of the A110. Let's talk about gaming. Now we did install a couple of games, including Asphalt 7, Nova 3. Now, since the phone has only 512 megabyte of RAM, the same thing that used to happen with other devices with the same amount of RAM, it loads up, it shows the logo, it checks for license, and it almost kind of wants to quit. Now you can see Asphalt 7 is now trying to load on this device, and it might just load up. It will then quit. So that's what happens. The device, if the game does load up, it quits while playing. If it doesn't load up, it quits from the boot logo. So that is something which is a big disappointment for us, because a 5-inch screen would really like to play some high graphic games, but that just does not happen thanks to, well, the lower amount of RAM. Games like Temple Run, Frontline Commando, Blood and Glory, all those games sort of work brilliantly on this device. The processor is decent enough and is able to handle it, but again, then you will see that it's still kind of laggy and not as potentially smooth as it can be on an Android device. Running through games, all of that is a brilliant experience, but it's not the best that you would expect from any Android device, especially an Android device which is running on a dual-core processor. You will start to notice that even a game as simple as Raging Thunder 2 loads up and tends to quit while playing back on this device. So that is something that will cause a lot of disappointment with those who are expecting to play a lot of games on the A110. So in terms of gaming, it seems that the A110 is quite incapable. So there you go guys, this was a quick review of the A110's gaming and camera. Now you can expect a full review video to follow up this video. And if you want more information, log on to iGyaan.in. If you have any questions or queries, do leave them in the comment section below, on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. And do subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/iGyaan, youtube.com/iGyaan.